Capitalism. A surefire way to make profit no matter what it is you do. You want to spend your life making pottery? Capitalize. You like making funny videos on the internet? Capitalize. You want to make weird, fucked up little creatures that start endless years of debate over which one is the most fuckable alongside introducing gambling to minors? Then what the f is wrong with Capitalize? Throughout the many years of Pokemon's time on this earth, there have been many commodities that have been brought into existence for the sole purpose of obtaining your hard-earned cash. Today we're not only going to be covering said commodities, but more specifically cover the ones that I own and find particularly interesting. My goal is to not only share with you my precious pieces of Pokemon paraphernalia, but to also shed some light on the production of these items and hopefully paint a picture of the Pokemon Company that maybe you never really thought about until now. Definitely not because it's been 3 months and I've been taking too long to write anything. So if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. And with that, let's dive right in. For starters, I want to show off this snazzy little box of playing cards. This box is dope because instead of just one Pikachu, there's 2 of them. Oh, but Zenrold, all Pokemon cards are playing cards. To which I respond, nuh-uh. For these are actual playing cards. You can use them to play Go Fish, poker, and you can even use them to play solitaire. Other than that, the cards themselves aren't anything special, although they do come in this high quality plastic case, along with some basic artwork of some Pokemon on each card, or at least I assume each card does. Anytime I think about taking off the wrapping and sifting through them, I feel like I'm considering vandalizing a church, despite these cards probably not being all that valuable. In fact, after doing some digging, I learned that these types of playing cards were distributed mostly in Japan and China. Shocker, I know. But those guys got special red and green themed ones, with this pack in particular seemingly being made around the time of Generation 3, seeing as how Deoxys is plastered smack dab on the front, which makes me wonder if this pack is even official by any means, since anytime I try using any of the serial codes or branding on the box to look it up, I just get the official red and green themed playing cards I mentioned earlier, trading cards, or vintage Hong Kong playing cards sealed travel case score pad imitation leather. Also, the 2 Pikachus on the cover just screams bootleg. Although if you ask the box, there were only 5,000 of these produced. I'd bet these aren't very valuable, but certainly an interesting piece of merch, if that's what you want to call it. Next up are these little guys. I have more, but they're in storage. And so for today, it's only these guys. If you like wasting money and time, then surely you've picked up 1 or 3 of these good for nothings. Honestly, there's not much to say about these things other than the sheer lack of quality they each have. I mean, with Cyndaquil and Totodile, they absolutely nailed it. To be fair though, those are some pretty simple designs. As for Infernape, it is a little impressive what they were able to do with such a small model, but like, who asked? These toys in particular are made by Bandai, and you can actually find a ton of them on sites like eBay or Pokevault. I've always had 1 or 2 of these lying around growing up, but honestly I didn't know they still kept up on them. Now you can own a version of Infernape and Iron Shreds. Honestly, the models for a lot of the Pokemon displayed here aren't too bad, at least from the product renders. But for $8 a pop, it's not that bad, but only an idiot would buy 3 of these things instead of saving up money for a cheap plushie or something actually high quality. Another fun item within my collection of what I consider the more non-typical Pokemon merch is this, a totally not Lego Pikachu, also known as Mega Construct Pikachu. I remember when I first saw the pack my brother brought home containing Pikachu and some other Pokemon, I thought that it was some Japanese exclusive Lego, and I was ecstatic at the thought of Lego finally partnering with Pokemon to bring these guys to life. And for the first time in my life, I genuinely considered buying a Lego pack and building it to completion. Although after a couple more trips to Walmart, I discovered that these guys were not only widely available, but not at all Legos, and that Pokemon has partnered with these guys to a crazy degree. I'm sure a lot of you watching are thinking nothing but, duh. But this was news to 9-year-old me, probably. Funnily enough, while writing this script, Pokemon actually announced an official collaboration with LEGO, so I got my dream, I guess. Though who knows if they'll release as many sets as they have with Mega Bloks. I mean, they've covered the Gen 1 starters, and a couple other mons, with some Pokemon like Gyarados even getting a lot of love in the form of fully realized builds that I'm sure would do nothing but get women to come over. I've never owned any set other than this Pikachu here, so I can't really speak to the difficulty nor the fun of putting these together, so I don't really know anything. But I'm sure that the satisfaction of completion, wait a minute, that some of these builds can provide you is incredible. At the end of the day, it's still pretty cool that an official product like this exists, and I certainly wouldn't mind picking up a couple more. Now, before I get into the next batch of merch, I'd like to give a shout out to you. Yes, you. The very person watching this video. Even if this video doesn't do super well or any crazy numbers, I'd still like to take time to properly appreciate and respect you taking time out of your day to watch this video. I haven't uploaded in a bit because I've been struggling to get my ducks in row, though that's neither here nor there. So, thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Unless you haven't subscribed yet, in which case, I got something special for you. Anyway, these are by far the coolest, most intriguing pieces of Pokemon merch I own, and they're only $5 on eBay. Unfortunately, they are not expensive by any means, despite being completely made out of metal with a gold finish. Though, I guess the PSA, the Professional Sports Authenticator, an organized group hellbent on grading trading cards for nerds, officially started grading these a few months back, so they may have risen in value overall. Although one thing for sure is that these cards are certainly one of my favorite items within my collection. They were released as part of a Burger King Kids Meal back in 1999, as a sort of promotion to go alongside the release of the first Pokemon movie, releasing a week or two after the film. They came in these incredibly big Pokeballs with an official Nintendo seal of authenticity. And after learning this, I've never hated my child self more for being so, well, childish. I remember my older brother would keep these golden cards in their respective balls, and I would just remove them anytime I got my hands on them. You see, 9-year-old Zenny here liked to play with the Pokeball, the golden card thing stored inside, or the stupid fucking paper. What the fuck is this? The Pokeball had more potential to be played with, and could fit whatever the hell I could cram inside it. So unfortunately, due to the incident of 2011, when it came time for my older brother's belongings to become mine, the official Nintendo seal of authenticity was nowhere to be seen. And as for the Pokeball, only God knows where it lies now. So yep, your soul may be cringing at the absolute misplay of a lifetime that was my 9-year-old experience, but c'est la vie. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed writing it. That's a lot. Normally I would apologize for getting so personal with the stories I told about each of these items, but I feel like this time around that just comes with the territory. So instead of an apology, I'm just going to politely ask you to subscribe, like the video, and share with your friends if you think they'd enjoy it. If not, then I'm going to kindly ask you to look into this barrel for me. Seriously though, thank you so much for watching. I'm Zenrold, and with that, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.